Guys, is it too far for me to say press the attack's the only viable rune on this champion? And you know what? This is how gangsta I am. Watch this. This is how you know my build's good. Because we're going Trinity. Look at this. Who else can do this? Who else can do this? Best build in the game. I'm telling you, man. You don't need the mana. This gives more mana than 3 corrupting pots. And now I get free HP. Oh my, this is such a good build. Alright, so now time to explain the build. Alright, so people ask me all the time, I missed the spear shot. How does this build work? How does it function? Alright, so we need to start off with the basics. I go press the attack and sudden impact. Keep that in mind throughout the whole build. Alright, press the attack, sudden impact, and I play around with power W. Alright, first item. It's usually a ruby crystal, right? That's a ruby crystal. Anyway, I go ruby crystal plus, right? Refillable pot. Right, so refillable pot, ruby crystal. Why would I go ruby crystal? Smart, good question, whoever asked that. I know I'm looking at you, whoever that is. Right, okay, now let's continue. It's also cost efficient because it gives more mana than a corrupting pot does. The only drawback is the refillable itself. Right, the refillable itself gives less HP than corrupting, but it's not by that much to where like you need it too badly. If you're gonna struggle in the matchup, I'd say go corrupting with warp, tonic, and biscuits. If you're gonna struggle, let's say against the GP, maybe a Jace, a heavy poke matchup, you're probably better off going refillable, corrupting, warp, tonic, and cookies. Right, so I hold the mana crystal and I build into a serrated dirk early for the early damage. So I'm actually doing early instead of building straight into Trinity because it's expensive. It's got a lot of segmented items and I have to build them individually, and it takes me like basically makes my early feel weak. What I do to counter that is go serrated dirk first, and serrated dirk's one of those items where it's actually strong on its own, so it's not too bad just to hold it for a while. Right, so ruby crystal builds into sheen. Okay, right, so it's already a cost-efficient purchase because I go into Trinity. That's my build path. So I go straight into Trinity, right? And then into Edge of Night, usually finish the serrated dirk. Obviously, I build boots, but I finish the serrated dirk into an Edge of Night. Then I build into my Bork. Usually, you can go Death Stance. It varies. Do you need the CDR on Death Stance? Maybe. Do you need the damage reduction to yourself? Like, yeah. Do you need the resists? Then go Death Stance. If you're the only front line, you're probably better off going Death Stance. If you have a front line, let's say a Nunu jungle, Sejuani, you can build Bork, because Bork still one-shots the carries. If you're versing tanks, you're probably better off building Borks. A Bork instead of Death Stance. And then it's situational from there. You can build Sterex, you can build the GA, you can build Death Stance if you haven't already built it. You could get a Titanic, you can literally get Wit's End. I think there's multiple options. I usually build it to Titanic or a Sterex, but that's just because I prefer the HP, especially if I ran Bork. So that's all of it. That's the build. Alright, back to League of Legends.